This is the beast of nature, the freak, Rob Terry.
I'm Johnny Spade, the new Ohio Valley heavyweight champion with the pretty new belt around my waist.
Hi, I'm OVW official Josh Ashcraft.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at Triple Threat Talk. I'm Dean Hill.
This is Ricky Chevy, and I'm the blue-collar millionaire.
I'm Mr. Peck. God, that's great every time. Spectacular.
We're the Broner Brothers.
I am the One Go Revolution, Taylor Hendricks.
This is Brandon Espinoza.
I'm the assassin.
I'm Bruno Raul Limata.
I'm James Moose Thomas.
I'm Shiloh Jones.
My name is Ron Head. I'm the announcer for OVW.
I'm Jamin Olivencia.
I'm Alex Silva. I'm Rocco Bellagio.
I'm Terry Bodie, the Ohio Valley Wrestling fan advocate.
Raphael Constantine.
I'm Rand Perez. My name's Muhammad Ali. Baez.
I'm Paradise.
This is Ohio Valley Wrestling. Referee Chris Sharp.
This is Sexy Sean Casey. I'm Chris Silvio.
This is Michael Hayes. This is Jason Wayne.
And you're watching Triple Threat Talk.
To episode 69 of the internet sensation known as Triple Threat Talk.
And welcome to the episode 69 internet sensation Triple Threat Talk.
Right.
They know who we are. They know they watch every week.
I'll deal with you in a second. Right now, Big B has a question. Yes, Big B.
I was always told in school to raise your hand when you have a question.
What's up?
Why am I in the middle?
Because this guy thinks that his guy is better than my guy, and my guy is better than his guy.
Whoa. You bash me about cards and you're talking about your guy's better than his guy? What's going on?
What's going on is...
We'll have to get into that later. We don't have time for that right now.
I don't have time for you. You're small potato.
Oh, yeah? Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Whoa.
What?
Small potatoes?
Small potato. He's a pipsqueak, for God's sake.
Well, you look like an oversized Teddy Ruxpin.
You know what? At least my ears don't change based on the weather.
Now we move on to viewer questions from the bucket 5.
I'll deal with you later.
See, this is why you need to be in the middle. There's people like him.
Alright, start with user questions, fella.
My God, I'm already in a tizzy. We're only 5 minutes in. Viewer questions, by the way, welcome back to myself since you clowns couldn't say it.
I didn't want to welcome you back.
I know.
You can stay gone.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you can leave right now. Get out of the shot for all I care. Get somebody in here that matters.
I'm already halfway.
If you want to like us on Facebook, that's at facebook.com/Triple Threat Talk.
From the Bucking 5. With Halloween at the end of the month, what are your favorite Halloween costumes?
Halloween costumes.
Is this how it's gonna be all night? It's gonna be like this all night.
You made it this way.
What a complete sign of disrespect. Please continue.
Thank you. What are your favorite Halloween costumes that you have ever worn?
So from left to right, I guess.
I actually went as the Scarecrow from Batman a few years ago.
He probably has to go to Bed Bath & Beyond for his costumes because they don't make them big enough. He needs freaking bed chest.
Continue.
Hey, what?
Shut up.
Continue your answer.
I'm done with my answer.
Okay.
It's about time.
I'll throw this clip up here. Remember this from last time? The song.
Whoa. No, don't bring that up again.
I don't agree with him right now. We're not very on good speaking terms. I didn't want him to bleed to death.
I could have died. I almost died.
I like that costume, but your turn.
I know what his answer is. The Britney Spears costume the year after she did Oops, I Did It Again.
So what? So I like Britney Spears. Sue me, okay? First of all...
But I thought the old lady threw it in the ocean at the end.
Help. Probably one of my favorite Halloween costumes is when I dressed up as one of the Ghostbusters when I was about 5 years old. Interesting.
Yeah.
Also from the Bucking 5.
Again.
Since me and Mr. Odds, I guess he's talking about against all odds, talked about it last week. Did they? They were on the show.
Well,
Did I miss something?
They were going back and forth.
Were they on the show?
They were going back and forth.
Sorry,
in the comments.
I'm in a bit of a mood.
I am too. Go ahead.
What do you think about Raw going 3 hours? We both said it was a bad idea, but I would like to hear your all's opinion.
I said it was a bad idea the minute it happened because they don't have enough content to fill the time slot. They don't have enough of anything to really fill anything, much less PostMaster's head over here. They don't have much of anything to go on. It's more commercials, and more commercials nowadays. So they need to get more content to fill it, and they need to maybe shell out a few extra bucks to pay out some so they don't have to worry about filming as many commercials. It's a bad idea. It's why Nitro went wrong, and if they're smart, they'll end this madness shortly.
That's why this desk needs to be big, because we have to fill him in to make it work.
I guess I'll answer mine now. I guess. Actually, I think at the beginning it was a bad idea just because, like he said, the content wasn't there yet, and they didn't really have enough, time to film. Like I said, when we watched that, I thought it was a Raw. A good chunk of it was commercials. It was very, very interesting that a chunk of it was commercials. But now I think they're starting to get on the train, so to speak, on the 3-hour Raw. I think it's actually doing pretty well. I think the reason the thing when they and the thing is they actually running out of time, which I like that. This past Monday Night Raw was supposed to have a segment with Sandow and Sheamus that got cut. Gabriel was supposed to have a match that got cut. So I think that it's good that they're actually over on time. And I think the thing with Ryback wouldn't happen as often as it would with 3 hours. I think that's something they could throw in there as well. I think, everyone's going to like, oh, this 3 hour thing, that's not a good idea. You have to give it time, and I think now it's starting to build some steam. I don't think I continue doing it going to January of next year. I mean, I like it right now, but we'll see where they feel like that. I think they're starting to build more momentum as 3-hour Raw because they're able to do more things. So
I'm going to say your opinion is quite perfect on this situation. And the fact that you gave a better answer other than, no, I don't like it. It doesn't work.
I explained myself,
You actually
too.
explained yourself in a nice, calm, decent manner to the fine folks of this show.
By the way, this isn't water, it's vodka.
Epic.
Yeah.
I like the idea. Like he said, they actually ran out of time this week. There was 2 segments that got cut that they weren't happy that they got cut, but they got cut because they just didn't have the time.
Gabriel said on Twitter he was 30 seconds away from going out there, and they said, nope, come back.
Nope, they cut it. So I like the idea. Moving on, also from the Buck and 5. Have you thought about starting a Triple Threat Talk forum for us viewers and anyone else who wishes to go to it?
We thought about doing something like that. I know we don't have a date definitively yet, but mark it as coming soon, coming attractions like the new G.I. Joe movie or like his beatdown that he's going to get very shortly. Coming soon is what we got coming on here.
Kind of like the Doctor and Barrett wedding.
Our radio show is around the corner. Just like where he works on the weekends, on the corner.
Gotta make money.
Original commentary.
When we get a better date, we're gonna let you guys know. But there's gonna be a Triple Threat Talk radio show coming at you once a week. We're gonna have special guests. Like I said, right now it's looking later November, early December. We will keep you guys posted though, but it is coming soon. And this is also something where you guys will be able to speak with us directly. This is radio, so there will be a phone number that you can call and we can hear you guys. So, and we can answer your questions in person. So this will be in addition to the Triple Threat Talk radio show or YouTube show.
Before I answer the question, I actually brought up a good point with talking with the viewers simultaneously. I always thought of like doing something like this is up to. I mean, leave your comments below in this description if you actually think this is a good idea. You ever thought about doing like maybe a Google Plus hangout?
That would be pretty cool.
I thought about that.
We could do a Google Plus.
I've been watching. Skype.
We can do
Skype doesn't work as well as Google Plus. I think Google Plus.
True.
We can all get on one webcam and everyone's in their own separate thing. We can click on Google Plus.
We could even do it from our computers. I mean, he doesn't have a webcam because he broke it because of his ugly face. But at the same time,
and we don't have a webcam big enough to fit his fat head on there.
And that's probably true.
Give me strength to walk. I would if I could, but I'm stuck between these 2 morons.
Why are we morons?
Yeah.
You're fighting like a bunch of babies.
What do you blame me?
That's for babies.
He's an idiot.
I am not an idiot.
Don't call me an idiot. Don't call me an idiot. All right, let me get to the question.
From Against All Odds.
I want my answer.
My God, you ramble worse than a politician. If they wanted to see a politician, they would watch the president
politicians and beach chairs with you.
He likes to see politicians in beach chairs.
Yeah,
he envisions Bill Clinton sitting on a beach chair.
Would you like to see politicians fold Italian beach chairs?
Yes, I like that idea. It's a fine idea. For once, you actually said something that makes sense.
Hillary, give me that beach chair.
I did not.
And that cigar.
Anyway, I was going to say a simple question about the forums. Go to the website. That's where much you can interact with us, that way. So go to the website.
My God. From Against All Odds 20. What are you guys' thoughts on this Saturday morning Slam show? WWE keeps showing, and have you guys seen it?
I haven't. I'll be honest with you. I haven't really seen it. I have not better things to do, but I have other things to do on Saturday mornings. So I'm going to let them I'm going to defer it. I'm not meaning to ignore it, but I find it intelligible not to comment on things that you do not know of, which is why I can never figure why this one on the end opens his mouth half the time.
Really? Yeah. I will not comment.
Fans, I'm as close as you are.
I will not comment either, but not because of what you said, because he's the expert, and unlike you who think you know everything there is to know about everything, I will defer to the expert here. I will defer and respectfully decline because I have not seen it. However, according to this fine gentleman here, he has seen it, and he will give his expert analysis.
I feel like I should be over there and I should be doing the moderating between the debate people here. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? I've seen Saturday Morning Slam a couple of times. It's actually a very good show. I mean, like, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, people. It's geared towards kids. There's gonna be a lot of kiddie things on, like, there's no, like, moves to the head or neck. And you can really get it, you can really, live without it because
there's only one match, though.
The matches,
right?
well, there's either one or two. Sometimes one or two. It depends what program they have. But it's really interesting. They show things like, highlights from certain things like, WWF days, stuff like that. Attitude Era, certain things about former wrestlers, like knowledge and stuff like that. And the matches are pretty decent. It has a decent crowd. And like I said, the bottom line is WWE knows how to cater towards their specific audience, and this show proves it. They know how to cater towards the kids, and it's a very good show. It's only half an hour. It's on Saturday mornings. Why not? But I enjoy watching. It's a good product by WWE. What else? It's good stuff.
I would like to thank each and every viewer personally, unlike this person who wants to berate the viewers all the time and downgrade their questions.
I never downgrade their questions. I appreciate it. Because you know what? I'll say it. There is no Triple Threat Talk without the viewers. They are important.
I'm shocked he can even say anything nice. I am appalled.
Just because you and I are having a disagreement doesn't mean that I'm going to take it out on our loyal fans.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you said the people of this fine state were hicks and hillbillies.
Well, they are compared to my client.
Oh my God, give me a break. Well, anyway, with that, this week's Viewer of the Week
I picked it last week because this jackanapes wasn't here.
Well, I'm sorry, I had better things to do. I was reporting on a football game.
Which you didn't go to.
Well, it's not my fault. My parents are a little more important than a freaking football game.
Yeah, we put you on assignment and this is what happened.
Bucking 5, you are this week's Triple Threat Talk episode. I like it 69, Viewer of the Week.
I'm going to have to bleep that.
I don't think you will. No one's going to know what that means.
Yeah, what do you mean? 69 times 2 is a dinner for 4.
That's right.
So with that, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to give any props to him, so you say it.
Cue the cheesy music.
Doctor, give me the news. I got the bad case of the headline blues.
Oh yeah, it's taking the nation.
Yeah, it's taking the nation, all right. Taking us right to the dump. That's where we're headed.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned the nation going to the dumps when there's a presidential debate going on.
Politics off
every now and then.
No politics on this show.
Every now and then we do have to report a sad story in this week.
Sad news.
Unfortunately, it's no different. One Mr. Chuck Pagano, the coach of the Indianapolis Colts, has been hospitalized with a curable form of leukemia. Is going to be in the hospital for 6 weeks, and he will have to continue treatment for the next 3 to 5 years.
So
speedy recovery.
From what we're hearing from that, it doesn't seem like he's going to coach the rest of the season for them.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he actually didn't coach another game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I hope he does. but this takes a toll on the body. Chemotherapy under any kind like this. My cousin is actually going through this very same thing right now, curable leukemia.
Right.
But he's just a child, and it's taking a toll on him.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So Mr. Pagano is definitely in everyone's thoughts and prayers when it comes to this.
Absolutely.
For the first time in a long time, the University of Kentucky looked like a real football team playing against number 6 South Carolina.
Can I do this one?
Sure.
At one point, it was 17-7.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Who
The final score was 38-17. 31 unanswered points on the Wildcats. Lack of defense.
But, it all stems to Joker Phelps going to that conservative style of ball he plays he should know by now doesn't work when they have the lead. He does it all the time, and one of these days he'll figure out that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
The LSU pass defense.
That's after he gets fired.
Yeah, that's after
He's
he gets
gone,
fired.
he's gone.
He's done. The LSU pass defense definitely needs some work, and they proved even though they didn't lose, they did drop a spot in this week's AP polls and coaches poll.
Almost let Townsend beat him, for God's
Florida
sake.
State number 3.
And
Shut your mouth about Florida State.
No.
before we go to break here, one more thing. U of L plays in a monsoon, of which they were behind most of the game and then came back at the end.
They needed a
to
yellow
win.
poncho and a boat, and they could have filmed a Gordon's Phillips
Yeah, that
commercial.
doesn't get old. We'll be right back after the break.
The Fresh Maker.
And we're back here, and what the heck? As usual,
there we go.
The doctor is messing with crap that he doesn't know what he's doing.
Whatever.
Leave it to the professionals. Just like you should
I don't see any professionals here.
Oh, there's plenty of
Whoa!
He's right here. He's the most professional man on this set. And you need to show him more respect, sir.
This coming from the man who thinks that he should marry Cody Rhodes.
I never said that.
Uh-huh. Moving on.
By the way, did I say that?
Where are you registered for your wedding with Wade Barrett?
The same place you and Cody are for your wedding shower.
Yes.
By the way, I saw your bridal's dress, your bridesmaids' dresses. They look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had to work hard.
It's really your color.
I had to work hard to fit into that dress.
Yeah. Pink is your.
You're still working,
new black,
right?
Get him! Don't tempt me. I'll get him on. All right.
How dare you work with him, you sidewinder?
Baseball playoff picture in the American League. The AL East winner would face the play-in game winner. So right now it would be the Yankees of the Orioles versus Texas. The Oakland A's win the AL West and then take on Detroit. Texas is still in for the wild card, even though they lost miserably earlier tonight.
Yeah, they did.
The National League, Washington won the NL East. They'll take on the winner of Atlanta, or whoever wins the shootout. As of right now, we don't know.
St. Louis,
Atlanta, and St. Louis.
It's St. Louis and Atlanta.
Okay.
St. Louis clinched the wild card.
The NL West Giants take on the Reds, and the Reds will actually be going to San Francisco because they will have home field advantage.
See, this right here is a perfect example why you should stick to letting the professionals talk about what they're talking about and the experts talk about what they're talking about. You said, and I quote, Jamie McMurray won at New Hampshire last week.
We weren't done with baseball.
Get your facts straight, first of all.
And you know what? I checked the website, and he double-checked the website. He was right there when I looked at my phone.
Both of you need your eyes
We
checked.
weren't even done with baseball, fella.
Yeah, stop moving on. We know you're passionate about your going left people.
Well, you look done to me. According to the...
You just jumped ahead.
According to the scroll,
You just jumped ahead.
I'm following suit here, and it says we're moving on. He covered that. The next line is
We were
that.
going to discuss, fellas.
There's nothing to discuss. Baseball sucks.
Anyway, let's talk about baseball.
You get off the set right now.
Let's see. Yankees do look strong. I mean, they kind of stumbled a little bit, and the Orioles were able to catch. Orioles look very good. The Orioles look very hot. And Postmaster Jones has walked out. So.
I think he took mine. That's right. You better run away.
Discuss baseball here. I forgot top down. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm talking. Anyways, Washington.
Yeah.
Washington proving they can get it done without Steven Strasburg.
I was going to say they would be my lock to be in the NL representing as without Strasburg. With Strasburg, I still might have them in there because I think they're so talented. They play really well, both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I don't see them losing to either of those teams, Atlanta or St. Louis, whoever makes it through there.
I see. To me, I think the Reds have the worst draw here because the Giants are a very capable team. I would rather see them play Atlanta personally. I think they've earned that because they're now going to have. I don't see because both teams, the Washington Nationals and the Cincinnati Reds, have finished the season with the same record.
But you got to remember though, St. Louis last season they weren't the best team. They got hot at the right time.
They did.
That could happen this time. So it's gonna get hot again and knock out Atlanta. They can get hot again.
They can, and I'm really hoping that happens because I would love to be part of this region. If the Cincinnati Reds were to take home a World Series, that'd be awesome. So I'm really hoping that they're able to pull this together and, like St. Louis did last year, get hot at the right time. The difference between the Reds and St. Louis, though, is that the Reds are legitimately good this year. They have an all-star cast, and they are my favorite, not just because I'm home.
Well, they got a good pitching too.
Right, they got excellent pitching, and they are my prediction to win the World Series as of right now. I'm looking for it to go down to the Orioles and the Red Sox, or the Reds. Right. And I'm looking for the Reds to come out on top.
Right now, I would probably go Washington and the Reds in the NLCS. I just like Washington too much. I know I said I wouldn't put them in with Strasburg, but I just think they have too many weapons, and I think Washington wins that. As far as the AL goes, that's a loaded draw. I like the Yankees to play the Oakland, and the Oakland A's are so hot. I could pick either one, but I think I might go with the Yankees in the World Series, and I think maybe the Yankees win in 6 or 7 games against Washington. But like I said, Oakland is one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. They're getting hot at the right time. They look kind of like St. Louis did last year. St. Louis got hot at the right time, and they just blew up, and they won the World Series. So Oakland could do the same thing. So
now we can move on to the sport no one really cares about, NASCAR.
More than care about NASCAR, sir. You show NASCAR some respect, okay? Just like you show me some respect, you show him some respect.
Oh, now you're on his side.
I've been on his side since the beginning of the show started.
I get no respect. No respect.
Cover your NASCAR.
So, as I said, Denny Hamlin wins last week at New Hampshire to correct his failings over here. And this week they head to Dover, where Brad Keselowski picks up the win.
He is on fire.
His second win of the chase. He's trying to pull a Tony Stewart. He's trying to pull a Tony Stewart and win 5 races, I think. He's won 2 of the first 3. He's now your points leader over Jimmy Johnson and Denny Hamlin and Tony Stewart in 4th. We head to Talladega this week, which will be the wild card of the chase because anything can happen at any time. That is for sure. Right. So, tight points race. It's going to come down to the wire. It could be 3 or 4 guys vying for that title come Homestead. Right. So, it should be interesting to see at least.
All right. Well, that does it for headlines. And as we always do this time of year, we are rolling headlines into the NFL and NFL coverage. So let's get right back into it with Tony Nomo.
Or oh-no. Or
oh-no. Or uh-oh. Has a 5-interception game.
Yeah, the Bears really just routed them that game. Cutler and Marshall looked very good. Cutler was very good in that game. Romo, 5 interceptions, 2 returned for touchdowns. And the thing I told him about at the end of the game is that Romo gets benched. Cutler comes in with that offense, drives down the field, scores a touchdown with that team. Let me ask you this. I just ask you both this, if you're still talking to each other anyway. Do you think that was a sign of things from Jason Garrett where they might put Orton in the offense a little bit more, or is it just something to do because Romo was just having a bad game?
It might be a combination of both. I know that Romo, for some reason, has been their guy the last few years. Right. He should have been benched a couple times by now, but I don't see it happening. Yeah. I think just at home, they really wanted to kind of show the signs to fight back. But one drive, 9 for 10, 89 yards and a touchdown is a nice statement made by Kyle Orton. Yeah. But on the same token, Matt Flynn made a similar statement last year, and Russell Wilson now has his job.
Right, exactly. So.
But, fail?
Fail. Really? Fail.
Can't you two be civil to each other during this hour-long show?
He didn't really. We call each other fail all the time. I don't know why.
I know.
You took offense to it, though.
I know.
That's why I say he's civil.
I'm sensitive tonight. You have to excuse
He's
me.
on his weekly cycle.
That's right, and it's out front, and I'm gonna pedal it all the way home. You got it right.
Yeah. Give me strength.
Yes, the Cowboys looked absolutely abysmal on offense and defense. They made Jay Cutler look like Tom Brady, which is a very hard thing to do. And Tony Romo looked like he was a rookie, not a 7-year vet. So.
Yeah, Skip Bell said he was like playing preseason.
It was very ugly.
Preseason.
It was very ugly to say the least, and I'm glad Raw was on to keep me occupied because I couldn't hardly stand to watch that garbage.
It was abysmal.
Drew Brees ties Unitas for the most consecutive games with a touchdown. So Monday night, barring an act from God, we will be witnessing a historical night.
Yeah, and also, I guess going to that game as well, the Saints are held back literally to 0-4. They kicked the field goal to win the game, but then someone's like, holding, push them back.
So then they go to kick it again.
Yes.
Time out.
Right, and then they miss it.
And then they kick it again, and then they miss it.
So the Saints are now 0-4, and I'm sorry, they're done.
I think they are too.
They're down 0-4. And actually, I heard something from Adam Schefter today. They're working out Seneca Wallace down there.
Yeah.
That's very odd to me.
Well,
I will say this. Last year you heard the rumblings of should Peyton Manning win the MVP. Now you're hearing rumblings should Sean Payton win the MVP.
I think they're showing it.
Exactly.
But yeah, we've got some other news here. During the game with the 49ers, which we will cover, Santonio Holmes gets a non-contact related injury that they are now calling Liz Frank injury.
Who is this Liz Frank?
It's kind of like Tommy John related injury, except for with the foot. He's expected to be out. It's also what benched Matt Schaub for the majority of the year last year with the Texans. Santonio Holmes is expected to be out for the rest of the year. Whereas one team loses a major player, another team gains one. The Miami Dolphins at this point in time like to welcome Jabbar Gaffney to their wide receiving core. Former Texan.
So at least it gives Tannehill someone to throw to other than Hartline.
Yeah, I mean, because Brian Hartline did have a phenomenal game though.
They almost won that game.
Over 200 yards, over 250 yards, almost 300 yards for Brian Hartline.
Win an OT.
Now, we move on to the massacre in Manhattan. The Niners, I mean, I really don't know any way else to put this. They obliterate the Jets at home, completely embarrass them on their home turf, which included a touchdown run back by the defense by 49ers cornerback Carlos Rogers on an interception from Mark Sanchez.
Right.
So 34-0. What do the Jets need to do?
They need to do a lot of things. I think, here's the thing that kind of irritates me, to be honest. I think, first of all, Rex Ryan and the owners of the Jets are turning Tim Tebow into a joke. Tim Tebow took a 1-4 team last year in Denver, pretty much gave him the reins. He was a fourth-string quarterback. They give him the reins, and he takes the team to the playoffs and wins a playoff game in Pittsburgh against the number 1 ranked pass defense last year.
It was at home.
Oh, it's at home? Okay, sorry, at home. But they still be the number 1 ranked pass defense. So now he's in the Jets. He's doing nothing. He's running Wildcats, and he's not really in there, and he's doing this and that. And the Jets were down by insurmountably. They weren't going to win the game anyway. Tebow goes in for one play, runs for loss of 2 yards, then said, come on out. I don't get it. I don't get it. The Jets are theoretically done anyway. Also, 2 best players, Revis is gone, and Santonio Holmes just got injured. He's out for the year. Why not put him in? Why not plug him in and see what he can do? You're going to get slaughtered by the Texans anyway. Why not throw him in there? I don't understand. I knew this was going to happen. I've heard things where Tebow didn't have a decision to go to the Jets, or he did, or whatever. I knew as soon as he went to the Jets, he was not going to play at all. He wasn't going to be quarterback because that's Sanchez's team, and Rex Ryan said it numerous times that he believes in Sanchez, which I do not. I know we use the word a lot on the show, but I'm using it anyway. It's Mark Failchild. He's doing horrible for that team. They beat the Bills. So what? I'm telling you now, I don't like Mark Sanchez as the quarterback for that team. I don't know why they don't give Tebow a chance, to be honest with you. The Jets are just an accident that already has happened, and they're going to get even worse.
The reason that I'm hearing they're not going to give Tebow a shot is because right now, earlier in the week, there was actually a rumor started that Tim Tebow, it got to the point where before he and I started having a disagreement, I called him and I said that Colin Cowherd was reporting that Tim Tebow was going to be the starter. So it was either a rumor, somewhere somebody heard him, or heard that Tebow was going to be the starter. We come out to hear that that is false information, that he will not be. But the reason behind it is that they're saying it would rip the heart out of Mark Sanchez, since they're saying, you're our guy, and all this fun stuff, even though he's clearly not getting it done. Something has got to change, and with Santonio Holmes going down, even though the Jets are technically 2-2, and they are tied technically for first in the division
with every other team except for the Dolphins,
but they are doing abysmal. Make no mistake about it.
Why do you give the man a contract extension? I don't get it. It's to pacify him.
Why they signed Tim Tebow then?
You give him the bottle. Why?
They're coddling him.
Yes, and I don't like it at all. The Jets are a mess.
I was never. Honestly, I don't know if I'm the only one. I was never really high on Mark Sanchez coming out of college anyway. I didn't think he'd be that big of a quarterback, to be honest with you. I didn't think he got the team to the AFC Championship game his first 2 seasons, but he didn't really do anything that outstanding, to be honest.
I think Fireman Ed should change his cheer from the JETS Jets to the FAILS fails.
I was going to say TEBOW, Tebow.
I mean, with the majority of the crowd and the stadium chanting for Tebow, I don't think
it's going to. I'm telling you now, it's going to turn into Denver again eventually. It's going to turn into the situation where the fans are saying, "Put him in, or we're going to boo you every single day." It's going to turn to that. And,
speaking of Denver, we'll let Postmaster cover his male crush when we come back after the break. Stay tuned.
Hey, Peyton. Welcome back.
Thanks, Papa. What are we going to do to kick off this season?
Same thing as last season. 1 million free Papa John's pizzas.
Good idea. 2 million free pizzas. I like it.
No. 1 million free Papa John pizzas.
2 million pizzas it is. Let's do it.
All season long, Papa John's has 2 million free pizzas for Papa Rewards members. Sign up now at papajohns.com, where a large buffalo chicken pizza is $10, or any large $2 more.
Better ingredients?
Better pizza.
Papa John's. Really? 2 million free pizzas?
Wait till you see what's next.
And welcome back to Triple Threat Talk, me alongside whatever you're calling yourself and whatever you're calling yourself. So we're back with the NFL and talk about your Broncos, how they routed the Raiders last week.
Good Lord. Peyton Manning, 30 of 39, 330-something yards and 3 TDs and 0 picks.
Yeah.
He was definitely on his game, and you, sir, were proved wrong, just like many other people who picked Oakland and wrote Peyton Manning off because of one bad week.
I guess Pittsburgh just had a bad day.
I mean, you have one bad week and people are like, throw Peyton to pasture. He's done. Oh, he's not going to get it done. He can't throw the ball anymore. Well, guess what?
He can.
He proved you wrong. Yeah, I know it was Oakland, but it's still. Oakland beat Pittsburgh.
But I think Pittsburgh had a bad day.
Right, which Pittsburgh had a bad day.
The clock's right twice a day. So.
Yes, the Broncos absolutely walloped. Defense and offense was on all cylinders. That was probably the most well-rounded game I've seen them play all year.
Right.
Very good job, very well done with that. So we transitioned to the opponent of the Broncos this week, the Patriots.
Oh my God!
And if you're a Buffalo Bills fan,
sorry, Michael,
you're up 21-7 on Tom Brady and the Patriots. You're thinking, wow, 21-7.
And last year, Brady threw 4 interceptions on the Bills too.
We got a shot at this. No, Big B, tell them the final score.
At one point, follow me here, everyone. Follow me. Are you following? Are you following? Stop eating. Put that down. Follow me. Bills are up 21-7.
I already said that. You don't have to repeat.
Yes, I do.
This is not Sesame Street. You don't have to go over and over.
Hey. Yes, they do. All right. 21-7 Buffalo. Buffalo up on New England.
Yes, we know. That's where the Bills are located.
Final score. Bills end up with 28. They scored 1 more touchdown. That's the game.
That should do it. It should do it.
Right.
They win. They won.
Wrong. The Patriots have 52. So Patriots outscore the Bills after that 21-7 lead, 45-7. 45-7.
Epic collapse.
I'm glad that money they spent on Mario Williams is really helping them out.
Yeah. Well, they found somebody everywhere. They found an SEC running back that just destroyed everybody.
Jeez.
So I mean,
52
running over people.
52-28.
This just in. Matt Flynn probably should be the starter in Seattle.
I'll get into that. All right. Wilson didn't have a bad game. He had a bad game
as usual.
No.
Yes, as usual.
This is his worst game he's played so far.
He's played some bad games all year.
No, he's not. This game was really 3 interceptions. He did throw 3 interceptions. Only I think 2 or 1 of them was his fault. He did throw 1 interception. It was tipped. That's not his fault. And he did throw I think he got tipped again. 1 or 2 of them were not his fault. Marshall Lynch played great. I'm glad to see Marshall Lynch still getting 100 yards. That was very good. Seeing him get 100 yards. But Zerline, I mean, who would have expected that guy? A 60-yard field goal, 58-yard field goal. That's 6 points right there. That gave the Rams the win. The Rams aren't just pushovers anymore. The Rams have a good defense. Jeff Fisher is obviously coaching that team right. But Wilson struggled, and I agree with him. I think if they had another bad game against Carolina, I think you start putting Matt Flynn in, because there's no way Russell Wilson can handle New England. They play New England this year. Don't put Wilson in that game, because he's going to get slaughtered, and I don't want to see that.
Speaking of Carolina, sophomore slump, anybody?
Carolina's wild.
What are you talking about? Cam Newton did amazing that game.
I don't care.
Yeah, he coughed up.
Yeah.
He fumbled the ball at the end, but his numbers were very good.
Here's the thing I want to say about Carolina. I could care less about Cam Newton's numbers this year. Last year, great. It's your rookie year. Your team stunk. Your defense was awful. You didn't really have any big weapons that you needed to throw to. But his numbers were great. Good job as a rookie. This is a year now. They're expected to win that division because the Saints were bad. The Falcons are still expecting. The Bucs are rebuilding. So you expect the Panthers to be better. They beat the Saints, which right now it doesn't mean anything. But you expect the Panthers to be better. They had this game intact. Cam Newton played great. So what? They still lost the game. This is a year for the Panthers to try to
I mean, you're right. They still lost the game. My issue was him saying that Cam Newton had a bad game. He did not. He had an amazing game. If he plays like this the rest of the season, you could really be looking at something in Carolina.
Yeah, but their defense is to step it up.
You know what? The Packers have no defense last year, and they went almost undefeated
this year.
Yeah, they got no offense.
Well, I was about the Falcons game. Theoretically, as the Panthers defense, you think we have Matt Ryan as one yard line. We can win this game. No, he throws a 60-yard pass to Roddy White, and they win the field goal.
Unlike the majority of the populace, I am not impressed by Atlanta, and I'll tell you why.
I love Atlanta.
I am liking Atlanta. I like them, but I'm not as impressed with them as everybody else because their quality wins are 0. They have not beaten really anybody.
Carolina, no. Denver. That's a quality win.
Denver right now, we're not really sure because they are themselves. They're in control as well. They're 2-2.
You know who Denver reminds me of? Honestly, the AFC version of the AFC. Your phone's ringing.
I know.
The AFC version of the Eagles.
Right, but see, like he said, I mean, Denver's 2-2, so I can't really put them with an impressive win right now. I honestly don't think, just like Arizona, I'm not just going to pick on Atlanta. I'm not sold on this Arizona team, not just because they're the 49ers division rivals, because they have one quality win over New England, and right now we don't even know if New England's a quality win right now.
Well, I say that too. I mean, 4 games and you really don't know. I do like that win over Philly, though. I think Cardinals, that was a pretty big win for them,
But once again, nothing really.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Moving on to a team that I will stand here. I'll sit here, and I'm not getting up because I can't. But I will sit here and tell you we were wrong. We picked the Vikings as full specialists to do one of the worst teams in the division. The Vikings.
You called them out as one of the worst.
What'd you say?
I don't think I gave them that bad.
You said third.
I said
they finished third.
Third in that division.
Yeah. You said third, maybe last.
Yeah. But you said they might be the worst team in the NFL.
No, I said division.
He said division. He never said NFL. He said the Browns.
Come on, I was left for the Browns. Come on. Come on, the Browns. You know it. You know you're the worst. Anyway, so I have to give credit where credit is due. The Vikings are a very good team. ADP is healthy, which is a big bonus for them. Harvin's not having the migraines this week. He can run 105-yard kickoff returns back for touchdowns. And Christian Ponder is playing very good football. And I'm sorry, who was right about the Lions? This guy. I'm telling you, the Madden curse affects you regardless of it's the player or the team regardless. The Lions stink. I haven't heard the defense being brought up all year. The defense is horrible. Stafford's not even playing that great. He's kind of injured every once in a while. And I haven't heard Calvin Johnson have a 100-yard game yet. So the Lions, they're bad again. I'm sorry. The Madden curse, you should have said no, Calvin Johnson. Sorry.
So moving on to our next game we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about all of them this week, just to kind of...
Well, I was going to say...
Dolphins and Cardinals.
We already talked about that.
Well, we said that the Cardinals won in OT.
Right.
Tannehill had an amazing game. I want to talk... The reason I'm bringing this back up again is because I want to talk about how a receiver can get over 250 yards in a game. Does Arizona's defense just fall asleep during this point?
Like I was going to say to you, their defense might be kind of because they didn't have their club when they have to England. You're right about that. But, the Dolphins, they're that team you expect them to be a little bit better than they are because of Reggie Bush, and I think Tannehill has a pretty good quarterback, and Hartline played pretty well that day. But, like I said, the Cardinals had to come back to win that game.
Right.
Going into the game, you expected them to win pretty easily, and they did not. So
it's one of those things, though, where Miami's in an unusual position.
Yeah.
A few years ago, there was a basketball team that was upsetting people left and right, okay? And that team was called Auburn in basketball. When the SEC, they were actually upsetting people. This was maybe 7-8 years ago.
Okay.
Miami always has this capability because last year they started really turning it on.
Yeah, they did at the end. Yeah.
They really busted some brackets.
Yeah, I think they almost.
And I'm sorry, I said Auburn. I meant VCU.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, VCU. I apologize.
But VCU. They went to the playoffs last year, Dolphins. They got close.
So, Miami's always going to be there to try to maybe bust somebody's day.
They need more weapons.
They need a couple more weapons. But Miami's seemingly always going to be a decent threat. I mean, you can never count out Miami. Yeah, so it seems, and their game against the highly touted Arizona Cardinals, and I say that highly touted, proves it really.
Yeah. I was going to go back to the Chargers Chiefs real fast. Like I said, everyone thought the Chiefs were going to go 11-5, win the division. Chiefs stink. 6 turnovers for the Chiefs, and now they're talking about Brady Quinn's actually taking the snap for the starting team. So, do you see a change in Kansas City?
I on the football special, I said I wouldn't even see this team winning the division. I don't like it. I picked the Broncos.
Yeah, I don't get where people got this from. The Chiefs are good. I don't get it.
And the fan advocate Terry Bodie said the same thing. He said that he didn't understand. He said that he thought Kansas was going to maybe win the division. I don't see where it comes from.
Castle's, I'll say this about Matt Castle. He gets so much praise. Okay, Castle gets so much praise is because he played well in New England. Well, duh, he's in New England. A system you can put anybody in and they play well. You put him on Kansas City. That's not where he needs to fit. He stinks. So I think you give Brady Quinn a shot. Kansas City I don't get it. Kansas City has no big weapons. Jamal Charles was hurt last year. Castle's not that good, and Dwayne Bowe's your only target. Put in Brady Quinn, see what he can do, because the Chiefs need something more than Matt Castle, because they're not working right now.
Giants versus Eagles. The Eagles stepping up to take the lead in the East, tie for the lead in the East.
See, this is the Eagles I think that we are known to seeing, possibly.
I think we learned a lesson in Philadelphia this week.
Yeah.
And that was if you put in LaShawn McCoy and use him, you win.
Yeah, exactly.
It's simple as that.
Exactly.
I don't understand, a lot of people don't understand why 2 weeks ago they were not using LaShawn McCoy. I still don't understand it. They used him this week and they win.
Yeah.
So
I think
correlation.
I think they can kind of attribute their win to Barrett for the Giants. It's like,
yeah. But I mean, at the same time, LaShawn McCoy equals winning.
Right. So
like Charlie Sheen.
Right. So Titans and Texans. Jake Locker gets injured. They put in Matt Hasselbeck. Texans obviously win. Are the Texans the best team in the NFL?
No.
Okay. I think the Texans are the best team in the NFL.
I don't think so.
I think the Texans
earlier this week, or 2 weeks ago, you sided with me saying the Niners were the best team in the NFL.
I'm just saying the body of work the Texans have done. None of their games have been close. None of them. They have beaten everybody that has been thrown their way.
No, they barely beat the Broncos. They only won like 6 or 7.
The
Broncos were coming back. But they had more time than Texans played the loss.
But I'm just saying they were beating that pretty much the whole game, and the Broncos came up late and almost made it close.
Here's the other thing right here. The Texans had the same problem that I'm telling everyone the Cardinals have, or that Atlanta has. I mean. They haven't played the level of competition that you can call them the best team in the NFL. Right now, it looks like the Niners still may be the best team in the NFL. And also you can throw into that conversation the Atlanta Falcons. Like I said, I'm not sold on them, but they have been beating people. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Their strength of schedule is what bothers me.
Yeah, I know.
In the event... And New England's got the easiest schedule of the year, and they're 2-2.
Yeah.
So that tells me right there that New England has some issues that they need to work out.
Well, the either went Super Bowl and beat the Rams. They were 5-5. They went 11-5. But I think the Texans are the best team in the league. I think Texans played well both sides of the ball. I like that team a lot.
I'm liking the Cincinnati team.
Yeah, the Jags got completely trounced. We both picked Jacksonville. That was a mistake. But I like Jones Jr. I think Blaine Gabbert is playing better, but not good enough to beat this Bengals team. I mean, just how good is Cincinnati?
They're pretty good. AJ Green, phenomenal. Andy Dalton is very good. Malaluga defensively is just a beast. They've got everything rolling for them in Cincinnati that they need to have rolling for them. And I personally am looking forward to the Broncos-Cincinnati game because I think we're going to that. If Fail over here adjusts his attitude towards me, I think we may
adjust your attitude towards me.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, okay, we'll find out. Don't you worry, we're going to find out.
So it's one of those things that if we've resolved our differences by then, we may be catching a game together. But right now, I can barely stand to do the show with him.
I know this is getting old.
But I mean, yeah, like I said, Dalton and AJ Green could be one of the best tandems in the NFL right now. Green's a great receiver. He made some excellent catches in that game against Jacksonville. So I thought it was a very good job by him.
So I think that pretty much covers
one more game. One more game I
want to talk about.
One more game I want to mention. One more game.
Of course you do.
You want to mention all 14
No,
games?
we already did. We've already mentioned 13. You want to mention the last one because it's your man crush.
Quiet. We only have a little bit of time for a break. So the Redskins moved to 2-2. They beat the Bucks in a late game. Griffin leads them down. Griffin played another great game, 320 yards plus to beat the Bucks.
He doesn't win the game.
He drove them down to win.
He doesn't win it though.
I know.
He's not the field goal.
I know that, but he drove them down to win. Anyway, before we go to break, because we're almost out of time before break. This is something that not every rookie quarterback do. Maybe some veterans couldn't do it either. Griffin's headset goes out in the final drive of the game. He does every play on his own. Which, don't lie to me. You said that was pretty epic. Don't lie because you said that. You said it was pretty epic, and it was very epic for him to do that. So I think Griffin is playing. He's definitely Rookie of the Year. There's no doubt about Griffin is Rookie of the Year. So Redskins move to 2-2, and when we get back, we'll move on to Week 5 of Pick'ems. This week we actually did decent this week. Shocker. We'll be back with Pick'ems right after this.
Fast forward, rewind. Fast forward, rewind. That's called a juke. I know your eyes are closed, but really you should look at this. Fast forward, rewind. Right there. Wait, let me slow it down. Ooh, I missed the tackle. Here, it almost looks better from back here. That is convincing. I mean, you're crying.
Madden NFL 13, rated E for everyone. A new look, a new feel, a new way to Madden forever. EA Sports, it's in the game.
And we're back here on Triple Threat Talk, and as you said before the break, we will get into pick'ems here, so let's kick things off with Game 1, the Thursday night game of the week.
You see, finally this week, we actually did better. He did 10-4, I went 9-5, and he went 11-3, so we're on the plus side for a change.
The Arizona Fighting Cardinals take on the St. Louis Rams.
I'm going to say that the Cardinals' winning streak will come to an end. But not today. The Cardinals will take this one.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close game, but like I said, I think the Cardinals move to 5-0, and I pick the Cardinals.
I take the Cardinals. The Philadelphia Eagles go on the road to Heinz Field to take on the coming off a bye week, Pittsburgh Steelers.
To me, this is going to be the Toilet Bowl game of the week.
What?
To me, it is. Because the Steelers are last in the division. The Eagles are tied for first, but they are struggling because they have not found their identity yet. I'm looking for this to be a bad football game, and I'm going to have to pick the Steelers.
Steelers at home. I mean, how could you pick against them? I think the Steelers defense is going to do pretty well against that Eagles offense. I like the Steelers.
I like the Steelers as well.
I don't like the Steelers, but I pick them in this game.
The Green Bay Packers go on the road to Indianapolis to take on Andrew Luck and the Chuck Pagano-less Colts.
I'm going to have to go. I don't want to. Something is pulling at me, telling me to pick the Colts, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go against my first instinct, which cost me dearly the first time I did it this season, but I'm going to go with the Packers.
They could have Chuck Pagano coaching. They could have Tony Dungy coaching. It doesn't matter. They don't have enough talent on the team to beat the Packers. I pick Green Bay.
Pick the Packers. The Cleveland Browns go to the Meadowlands to take on the New York Giants.
It's going to be a close one, I think, but I'm going to pick the Giants. The Browns, say what you will.
I said
you agreed to it. You agree with me. The Browns have been in every game.
I'll say that I said to you off camera. I said to him, The Browns remind me of the Lions when they went 0-16. The Lions were not a bad team by any stretch, but they lost every game. And I see the Browns do the same thing. I think the Browns are going to go 0-16. I picked the Giants.
I picked the Giants as well. The Atlanta Falcons go on the road to FedEx Field in Washington to take on Robert Griffin III and the Washington Redskins.
To me, this will not be a quality win, but the Redskins will give the Falcons a run for their money, and we will see a real Falcons team. We will get a general idea of their defense against this high-powered offense that is developing in Washington, okay? With that being said, the Falcons are still going to win this game, but we are going to get a glimpse of who they are, at least defensively.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Atlanta as well. I don't think the Redskins' defense is strong, especially with Brian Arakpo out to stop the Falcons' offense.
This is getting old. I picked the Falcons as well. The Miami Dolphins go on the road to Paul Brown Stadium to take on the Cincinnati Bengals.
We just talked about singing their praises. I'm not going to defer from that. Bengals.
I like the Bengals at home as well.
I take the Bengals at home.
Cheese and crackers.
Probably the wallop of the week.
I would agree with that.
Oh, it's going to be it's awful.
The Baltimore Ravens go on the road to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm going Ravens.
You ready for it?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? Why not? Let's hear it.
They could be playing in Kansas City. They could be playing on the moon. Ravens easily win this game.
The Ravens win, and it won't even be close. You might be able to go ahead and turn the channel at halftime. The Seattle Seahawks go on the road to NASCAR country in Charlotte to take on Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers.
Nothing against Seahawks.
It's a tough game to pick.
Nothing against
I know,
the Seahawks.
I agree with you.
But the Panthers, after a heart-wrenching win last week,
lost.
They're going to be...
Lost, you mean?
Yeah, lost, thank you. They're going to be up and coming and ready. They're going to want to sink their teeth into the next thing that crosses their way.
Yeah.
And that next thing is the Seattle Seahawks. I'm picking the Panthers.
I think that... I'm hoping Wilson can bounce back. But the reason I'm picking Seattle is because I think Seattle's defense is very good, and I think they're going to shut down Cam Newton and the Panthers. I pick Seattle.
I think it's pretty obvious that the Falcons are better than the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And the Panthers nearly beat the Falcons at Atlanta last week. So it leads me to believe they should have no trouble with Seattle this week. I'm picking Carolina to win at home.
It'll be a close one, though.
The Chicago Bears go on the road to Jacksonville. After absolutely decimating the Cowboys, they play the Jags, who got beat up by the Bengals, but they play in Jacksonville.
This is my vote for Wallop of the Week, by the way. I'm going with the Bears.
Two wallops. I like the Bears. Jacksonville, they played a monsoon last week, too. It was raining towards the end of that game. I picked the Bears. I think Cutler and Marshall are going to light it up again in Jacksonville.
I picked the Bears as well. And now to probably the highest rated NFL game of the year.
Game of the week.
It'll definitely be the game of the week, and it'll probably be the highest rated game of the year so far. It usually is. If it's not, it's in the top.
This time,
it's not,
This time,
what?
It's not Tebow. It's Manning.
It's Manning. And as always, Manning versus Brady, and I'm not talking Eli, brings ratings. Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos go on the road to Gillette Stadium to take on Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Your Sunday afternoon featured game, your 4:30 CBS kickoff. It should be epic.
Both teams are 2-2.
So, I don't agree that this will be the highest rated game of the year, not because I think it's going to be a 49ers game either. I just think that there's going to be a lot of blood in that Ravens-Steelers game that happens every year. I believe that one will be, but the fact that both of these teams are 2-2 takes away, I think, from the glory of this game. If they were both first in the division, I would understand. But with that being said, this game is a little bit tough because the Patriots haven't quite figured out how to use Gronkowski like they did last year.
Well, they usually do a tight end, two tight end set.
They usually do a 2 tight end set, but with the elimination of 1 tight end, you figure they'd be targeting the other one a whole lot more, and they're not. Yeah. They have a running back that I don't think they can quite figure out how to use.
Yeah, he had a good game last week.
He had a great game
against
last
the Bills.
week. So, to me, this game is going to be tough. It is going to be close. I'm going to have to pick the Broncos, though. I think that the Broncos have a young squad. I think that, man, they couldn't get it done last year simply because they were prepared for Tebow. You cannot prepare for one of the greatest in the game. You just have to hope that he has a bad game like he did a couple of games ago in Peyton Manning. I strongly believe that the Broncos will be taking this one.
It's going to be a close game. I agree with him wholeheartedly. I think this would be one of the highest rated games, if not the highest rated game here, because we a year ago didn't think Peyton Manning would play ever again. He thought he was done. So
and Tom Brady's his nemesis, as they like to build it up.
Yeah, I see these teams playing again in the AFC Championship game, and the result I pick here is going to result the same in the AFC Championship. I like New England. I think New England's offense is going to play not as well against the Bills, obviously, because the Broncos' defense is actually something special. But I like New England in this game. I like New England at home. I like Tom Brady in this game and the Patriots' offense, really.
What better way to welcome himself back to the league after a year off than to waltz into his nemesis, the old Gillette Stadium, look the hoodie dead in the eye and say, "You ain't got a chance." Denver Broncos win, and I'm saying they win by 10 or more. I'm calling my shot.
Okay. Throwing it out there.
So the Sunday night football game of the week.
Whoa, you're way off there.
Oh yeah, you are.
Whoops, a foul.
That's right, it is a foul.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that one. My bad. I didn't see those two over there.
It's all right.
The Buffalo Bills go on the road to Candlestick Park to take on Alex Smith and I guess Colin Kaepernick, depending on how you look at it. And the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
Who is not the division-leading 49ers, by the way, which what we thought they would be.
Right now, the 49ers did some very clever things last week with Colin Kaepernick. They used their backup quarterback better than...
They showed Rex Ryan how to use Tebow.
They definitely showed him the thing into how to use your backup quarterback. Colin Kaepernick, who for a while last year, even though he was a backup, did have the highest QBR in the league with astonishing 3 for 3, 63 yards and a touchdown. Had the highest QBR in the league for about 5 weeks. He did score his first ever running touchdown against this team. So I got to say, the 49ers are going to win this game.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to throw a couple more clever plays out there against the Bills.
I think they can afford to do that. Like I said, when we talk about the Jets and the Bills and the Patriots games, the Jets beat the Bills up, and you saw how bad the Jets are now. The Bills, like I said, spent all that money to get Mario Williams. He hasn't done squat this year. The Bills, again, people are saying the Bills are one of the better teams this year. I don't see it either. The Niners win this game. They might shut them out again. They might have another shutout on their hands. I pick the Niners.
I pick the Niners. The Tennessee Titans go on the road to Minnesota to take on the Christian Ponder and the Minnesota Vikings.
Percy Harvin is going to light this game up. Titans have nobody on their defensive end that can keep up with Percy Harvin. They have maybe a little bit of an answer for Adrian Peterson, maybe. But other than that, I just see Percy Harvin having his way with this team. The Vikings, and they might win by 20 or more.
I'm starting to love this Vikings team. I'm starting to love this team. I think they're a strong team. They got, like I said, Adrian Peterson's healthy. Ponder's playing good football. The defense stepping up. Titans are looking like they could be one of the worst teams in football this year. Jake Locker's hurt. Hasselbeck isn't playing as well. Chris Johnson was like a flash in the pan in 2008. He's not doing very well. I like the Vikings in this game. Like I said, I think they win maybe by two or three touchdowns.
I like the Vikings as well. And before I get into these next two games, I want to run something by you guys that I was thinking about. At the end of the year, I think it's like the last 4 to 6 weeks, Sunday night is a flex night.
Yes. Yeah. It can go either way. Yeah.
To me, I know obviously Sunday night and Monday night are your premier nights to watch football as far as on TV.
Right.
I think, and this is just my opinion, I'm throwing it out there, every Sunday and Monday should be a flex game.
I think that could be bad because you have people.
I know you want to showcase every team, and you want every team to have a chance to be either on Sunday night or Monday night. I get that. But when you end up with a game like last Monday, who wants to watch, if you're not into wrestling, because there's people who's not into wrestling, obviously, they're just into NFL, and you want to watch the Bears-Cowboys. Because at the beginning of the year, when you look at the Monday Night Football schedule, you're thinking, Bears-Cowboys, that's going to be a defensive game. That should be a good game. It's a wallop. Yeah. And then last Sunday night's game was, I don't think it was quite all that great.
It was the Giants. It was the Giants and Eagles.
Giants and Eagles, and
that was a good game.
It was a decent game. But I mean, when you have the Chargers at the Saints, I mean,
I think I don't know how these misses. I think the Patriots and the Broncos should have been Sunday night.
I'll tell you, I don't like that idea for Mondays. I like it for Sunday because it's a lot easier to change a time than it is a day. Yeah. And I don't think that the NFL, because you have people and families that plan trips around these games, so I don't think you can do it for Monday. I think you could do it for Sunday.
I just think, I think if you look and you go through the schedule, and like I said, it's week 5. So after Monday Night Football, you look at the schedule and you say, okay, let's just throw this out here. Do we want to put the Chargers and Saints on Sunday night, or do we want to put the Broncos and Patriots on Sunday night? What's going to get us more ratings?
Exactly.
This week, I think that the biggest ratings is probably actually more than likely going to come from Falcons and Redskins. For me, personally.
I don't think so. I mean,
you've got 2 great stories there. I wouldn't see why not. You've got an onset of Robert Griffin III, and you've got a team people are kind of big on right now in the Atlanta Falcons.
I think if the game were a divisional game, it'd be a bigger deal. But
yeah, it would be. But anyway, I just threw that out there. I think flex scheduling on Sunday night and Monday night would be a good idea. And when we come back from break, we will wrap up the last 2 games of Pick'ems, and we'll get into wrestling after this.
Oh, babe, check this out. Hey, come on. You want a little chippy? You want a Dorito? Are you hungry? I want to get a Dorito.
Babe, don't hurt my dog.
Come on, get a tip. Come on, get a tip. Get a tip. Come on. Here we go.
And welcome back here. A little breaking news here, as we sometimes get some breaking news while we're on set. Miguel Cabrera of the Detroit Tigers, for the first time since 1967, and Carl Yastrzemski of the Boston Red Sox wins the Triple Crown Award. No, not the Derby, Preakness, and Belmont. That's not what it is. It is it's for home runs, batting averages, and RBIs. He led the league in all 3. So
he beat out Mike Trout in batting average and RBI, and he beat out Josh Hamilton in home run.
Yep. So congratulations, Miguel Cabrera of the Detroit Tigers, for that awesome accomplishment.
Absolutely.
So getting back to Pick'ems here, the Sunday Night Football game of the week, I guess. The San Diego Chargers go on the road to the Superdome to take on Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints.
You know what? I'm going against my first instinct again. At first, I was going to pick the Chargers. I don't know. I still might.
Up to you.
It's up to you, sir.
I think I'm going to go with the Saints because they're not a bad team. They're just crippled. I think. Well, I actually, you know what? With the hype going into Monday night, Drew Brees knowing he's going to break that Sunday night, with the hype going in there, and Drew Brees knowing he's probably going to break a record, I think it's going to be emotional. I think those emotions are going to carry over to the team. I think they do get their first win here.
Like you said, the Saints are a bad team, but that game against Kansas City kind of tells me different. They were up 24-6 and they lost. But I don't think the Chargers are that very good. I said last week I don't think the Chargers are that good of a team. I don't buy into the Chargers. I'm not putting stock in the Chargers. I think the Saints get their first win. Let's face it, the Saints are at home, so they have a big advantage there. I like the Saints to get their first win this week.
I picked the Saints as well. And finally, the Monday Night Football, probably the wallop of the year.
A third wallop of the week.
This one might be the wallop of all wallops. The Houston Texans, the most complete team in the NFL, go on the road to the Meadowlands. So the Meadowlands have 2 home games this week. That ought to be interesting. To take on the New York Jets.
I'm liking the Texans on this one, obviously.
I'm not trying to be flustered because I don't know what I'm picking. I'm just trying to be how bad this is going to be for the Jets. They have no offense. Holmes is out. Revis is out. Defense is going to get torched by Andre Johnson and Owen Daniels and Arian Foster and Matt Schaub throwing the ball everywhere. And then the defense of the Texans is going to shut down whatever offense the Jets have left. So you might see Tebow in this game, not quarterbacking, but doing something like go over there, block this guy, go over there, block this punt, go over there. Texans win.
To steal your line, they could be playing in New York. They could be playing in Houston. They could be playing on the moon. Houston wins, and you can flip it to Raw at halftime. There's no contest.
That moon comment is trademark, just let you know.
Oh, okay.
Spent $1,000 trademark on that.
Good.
So that is NFL coverage for the week, and now we go into
WWE.
Oh, WWE first this week.
We're going to do WWE first this week. We have reasons.
All right.
We have reasons.
Better be good reasons.
We're not gonna.
This week, what we have with OVW is a little more epic than WWE.
That's true, especially with what happened on Raw.
Yes, so we'll kick it over to Big B, who will tell us about WWE.
Okay, so
5 points.
So Raw this week wasn't as good as last week. I'll be honest with that. But so this tag team tournament is going on right now, and they're going to face Team Hell No at Hell in a Cell for the titles. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara defeat Primo and Epico to advance in the tournament. I like this team a lot. I think this team's going to get possibly the title shots. I like Sin Cara being put with Rey Mysterio because, let's face it, Sin Cara's not that great. I like him being put with someone like maybe Mysterio as a mentor to help Sin Cara out. So what do you think of this team, Mysterio and Sin Cara?
It should be called the Masked Hispanic Mafia.
All right.
I think it should.
But so I like that team as well. I like that team. Cesaro beat Brodus Clay. I thought that was pretty impressive from the pickup Brodus Clay like that. I was pretty impressed with that. So this thing continues with, and I know you like him too. Continues with Ryback. Ryback beats Tensai, where you can't pick him up, and that's not technically his fault.
That's not a botch.
Yeah.
So Michael, I know. Trust me, I like you, buddy. He didn't botch twice because he's like, yeah, he got over, but he botched twice.
Right.
No, he couldn't pick him up because Tensai wasn't playing along.
Yeah, it reminds me of the thing that happened with Randy Orton when he did something to Kofi Kingston and he said stupid. I think Ryback did the same thing. He was like, stupid. So
yes.
But I'm liking Ryback a lot. He's getting over a lot.
Ryback, this is the fastest I believe I've seen somebody get over in a while.
Yeah, he's really getting on. People like him.
I like him.
This is a good move, even though they did put him over to Lord Jobber. So,
but
he is Lord Jobber.
But I'm liking his stuff with CM Punk.
And to deviate, kind of associated with Lord Jobber a little bit, something that I read that's quite interesting. And if it does happen, I will welcome it back with open arms. And there is a lot of rumblings going around the wrestling world that MVP is coming back to WWE, which would be great. Yeah. He is a very good commodity. I hope if he does, WWE uses him properly.
I think they're using him right when he left. Yeah, I think he's getting the pushing.
But they used him a lot the wrong way before, and I think if they bring him back, it would be excellent. I hope it does happen.
Yeah. Another one to your point, John Morrison. Actually, there's been talk about John Morrison. Actually, happy birthday, John.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Birthday was today or yesterday when we were watching this.
A lot of stuff there.
John might come back at Royal Rumble, but actually they're saying WWE is not interested in Melina at all, so they probably take him back. Whoever WWE or Tina, whoever gives him the most money, but Melina won't come back with him. So.
Right.
So moving on to the Divas match, Eve versus Beth Phoenix. And there's rumblings, and actually there's rumblings in the back and off the officials that about they're kind of ticked at not just Edge, but Beth. They're not more ticked at Beth Phoenix, they're ticked at Edge actually, because Edge is getting neck surgery. The surgery was supposed to get back, so he's finally getting it soon. And Beth Phoenix, she actually dates Edge in real life, so she's taking some time off. And WWE's not too thrilled about Edge doing that, but they're not on high terms with Edge because Edge is doing some show for Tommy Dreamer, and they're kind of not happy about that because they wanted to sign him to a Legends deal, and he didn't really want to take the money. He wanted more money. So I mean, Beth Phoenix is.
He wanted a Shawn Michaels type.
He did. Beth Phoenix leaving would be a big loss because she's one of the better ones.
Not really, because they don't use the Divas anyway.
Well, I'm saying to your point. Not this upcoming week, but last week on SmackDown, I heard Beth Phoenix and that tore the house down. So I think, like I said, the Divas division is still lacking, of course, but I think this Beth Phoenix, people, and we've got questions before about this from different viewers about what happens if Beth Phoenix leaves, and it's a shame because Beth Phoenix is a very good talent.
Right.
We mentioned this a few weeks ago about Heath Slater's team, the band as he's calling it. Santino did defeat Heath Slater, and the band interfered. I'm actually liking this now. Like I said, I like Jinder Mahal a lot, and I'm finally glad to see Drew McIntyre actually doing something other than, well, nothing, to be honest with you. So I think this thing with Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre is a good thing. I like seeing finally these guys are actually getting the time and you know what they deserve to get, because they are very good 3 talents. So I'd like to see them progress and this group continue, because it's very interesting for the show. Last week, the best match tonight was Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston. This week, I think it was Sheamus and Sandow. The match was very entertaining. It was very good stuff by both men. It shows how good Sandow is. It shows how good Sheamus is. I thought the match was incredible. I don't know if you saw it or not, because I don't know if you're watching a football game or whatever.
I was watching it.
Okay, but I thought the match was very, very good. The promo between CM Punk and JR I thought was very good. What JR said about you know, I'm not calling you best in the world until you beat John Cena Hell in a Cell.
No, until you agree to the match.
Until you agree to the match. Well, he said if you do beat him, I will call you best in the world.
Which he still hasn't yet.
Right.
That's I think the reason why is because we don't know if John Cena is going to be ready in time.
That's why I think
and to me, even if he's ready, so what? You know what? Let Ryback have his shot. I know people are like, really? He wouldn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Ryback is like uber over.
Yeah, he is.
Why not continue this program WWE's doing?
Yeah.
It's working.
Yeah.
People are loving. They're loving the reason why they weren't loving Ryback in the beginning, I think, is because he was winning, but he was facing nobody.
Yeah.
You're right.
He was facing like us, okay? He would take like us 3 and face him in a match.
Yeah.
He squashed The Miz, the man who main evented WrestleMania 2 WrestleManias ago, former WWE. He squashed The Miz.
Yeah.
He is like, I love that they're actually taking a chance on somebody.
Yeah.
They're actually, this is somebody you wouldn't think the WWE would be building the character around or taking a chance on.
Yeah.
They're doing something different that they haven't done in a while.
Yeah.
They're not going with the, John Cena or CM Punk or
Del Rio
or Sheamus or Randy Orton or whoever. This is somebody different. This is somebody you don't think, and they're doing something good, and I like it.
And that's what they need. That's what we've said they needed to do for a while. They need to take a chance on somebody, and hopefully they are doing that with Ryback.
I like Ryback a lot. And then the main event, Team Hell No defeated Ziggler and Punk, which I think is good for them to get over. I like Team Hell No a lot. Like I said, I think they met with the titles at Hell in a Cell, but we'll get into that when we get to Hell in a Cell. And that does it for wrestling for WWE. But one more tidbit from WWE side. It's confirmed, and I didn't like saying last week. I'm going to say it this week. Sheamus is going to fight Big Show at Hell in a Cell for the world title, which I'm not thrilled about. So that's it for WWE. And now you want to talk about OVW.
Ohio Valley Wrestling. They had the Saturday night special coming up this Saturday. I don't think any member of Triple Threat Talk will be in attendance. I'm standing up at as a groomsman at a friend of mine's wedding. I think you're failing at whatever you fail at best, and I think you're just not going.
No, I'm not going.
He's not going. I'm not going. I agreed to prior commitments before the Saturday night special because of things that are going on the next day.
Yeah.
They kind of tie me up for a couple hours.
Some matches that you mentioned you saw tonight, Saturday special.
Well, I don't even want to mention them because I don't know. I'll mention a couple of them. I mean, the Mobile Homers are fighting the best team ever for the tag team titles. Josette Bynum is fighting Heidi Lovelace in a non-title match. Looks like Johnny Spade and Doug Williams are fighting the wild cards, Shiloh Jones and Ryo LaMotta, in a tag team match. The main event has got me sketchy, so I won't mention it because I'm not sure that's going to happen. So we'll just leave it at that.
One more match I want to mention, then we'll get into you're going to talk about. Brandon Spinoza came back. He's facing our interview this week. We forgot to interview.
Oh yeah, we did get an interview this week. We got an interview from another man that the doctor respects very greatly. One Mr. Jason Wayne.
What's up, Triple Threat Talk fans? This is yours truly, the Doctor, coming to you live from world-famous Davis Arena. But the real attraction of the Davis Arena is standing right next to me. Pride of the United States military. One, Mr. Jason Wayne. How are you doing? It is an honor and a pleasure, sir.
Hello, it's an honor and a pleasure to finally meet someone that shows me the respect I deserve.
Hey, I'm all about respect, especially with what you do for our country, what you have done for our country, what you will continue to do for our country. It's like Captain America in real life up here.
Too many times this day and age, too many people don't want to give me the respect I deserve. Everybody says, Jason, what's your problem? What's with the attitude? I don't have an attitude. I I just simply want the respect that I have earned overseas, not once, but twice. People these days, they don't even know their Pledge of Allegiance.
I mean, and then you had that incident with Roseanne Barr a few years ago. Couldn't even sing the national anthem for the country that you and Michael Hayes and other people have fought to protect.
Exactly. I don't know about that other guy you just mentioned, but I have single-handedly defended this country and kept it safe, all by myself.
Amen. Amen. I'm glad that we let the fans know every week, who fights for their rights. We let one Mr. Jason Wayne helps them out with that fights for their freedom. I want to know, however, Mr. Wayne, what you have coming up in the OVW locker room in the last 2012, the early part of 2013, because I, for one, am looking forward to you stomping a mud hole in every single athlete in the OVW locker room.
Yeah, you and I both, pal. What I have in store is basically what I've been doing. I'm going to go through that locker room one by one until I get the respect I deserve. And there's one man back there, one man, who stands out just a little bit more than the rest. He thinks he's done history to this country, but he has no idea.
Very important man, and people call him all the time.
This is the Secretary of Defense, buddy. I gotta take this.
All right. Thanks for your time.
All right, that comes full circle. We had him the first time we did an interview, now we have him again.
We got him again, which was good to have him back on the show, I guess.
Hey.
Yeah, you were behind the camera with your mouth open in awe of the presence of Jason Wayne. So I don't want to hear it.
Were you?
He got that call of the Secretary of Defense, and he had to go to some urgent matters.
Just to shine his boots?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we dare shine his boots.
Jason Wayne and I were having a great time behind the camera.
Nice bromance.
In front of the camera?
Yeah, we were in front of the camera.
Nice bromance.
We were living it up. It was great to be up there in the presence of greatness. Yeah, don't be jealous.
So that was that. So
I'm not jealous of that. Trust me. Whatever. But yes, the man known as SB will fight Jason Wayne at Saturday Night Special.
And he's gonna lose too. SB, you're going down.
So OVW is always good stuff.
Check out us. www.triplethreattalk.com, which will link you to the fanadvocate.com. Click at the top of the page. Leave some comments there, guys. We hardly got any comments this week. We know it was our fault. There's been some miscommunications with the show.
Technical difficulties.
It will be going up sooner in the near future, if not this week, hopefully. So we're working on that. The show will be up shortly. Please leave us comments, questions, concerns, queries, and quandaries. We want to thank Terry. We want to thank Cheryl for everything they do. We want to thank OVW for everything they help us with and that they do. I want to thank Frank Miller for all the fantastic stuff he puts out on the air. And we want to thank just the OVW family in general. And that brings us...
Well, before we get into that, because I want to tease this a little more. I want people to gravitate.
Yeah, you're good at teasing, aren't you?
Yes, I know. I am. Why don't you wrap up your part with the wild card?
Okay. Well, my wild card this week actually involves tennis. Rafael Nadal is actually returning to play for the first time since Wimbledon in June. He's playing an exhibition event in December in Abu Dhabi. The tournament runs from December 27th to 29th. And I'm going to do this real quick before we go to break, and then we'll do your homecoming spiel at to close the show. I said to you, he's going to make an exhibition, so it's obviously not going to be as physical as it would be because this doesn't really count. It's just him getting his feet wet, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But he's going to play in the Australian Open, I would guess. I said to you, if he's going to continue to play the same way he always plays, he's not going to play much longer. And I said that to you, and you agree with me.
Right.
So, I mean, before we go to break, like I said, what do you guys think that actually follow tennis and like tennis? Are you going to check out this exhibition match of Nadal to see him play? Are you big Nadal fans? And then going forward, is Nadal out of the loop now? Is it Djokovic, Murray, and Federer? Is Nadal out too much because of his injury?
Murray for life.
All right, well, when we come back, these two will talk about something. I don't know what.
We're going to talk about something.
Yeah, we're going to.
The doctor does have a wild card too, so we'll talk about that first.
We'll come back right after this.
Hey, Nick Dinsmore here. Do you have the dream of becoming a pro wrestler? Well, I did, and I came to Ohio Valley Wrestling. Join the Nick Dinsmore Pro Wrestling class today. I'm I'm a former WWE superstar. I'm a former 9-time Ohio Valley Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, and I can train you to be the best today. For all the information regarding the Nick Dinsmore Pro Wrestling class, go to ovwrestling.com and click on school. Join the Nick Dinsmore Pro Wrestling class today. ovwrestling.com, click on school.
And welcome back. Final segment here at Triple Threat Talk. Before we go into, I can barely stand it here. Before we go into anything, I do want to put out there, it's mainly about the show. I do want to promote my vision for Triple Threat Talk is I want more people to be participating. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell people, put us up on Facebook. Tell your dog. Put us up on Facebook. Put us up on Facebook. Let everyone know what you're getting when you sign on with Triple Threat Talk. Those of you that like wrestling, but maybe your friends like sports, tell them to give us a shot. We do great sports coverage. The show on the, we starting out, I do want to toot our own horns. I mean, you're talking about one of the only people in the entire sportscasting realm that said that Minnesota would likely win the NFC North. So that tells you right there we have some credibility in what we're talking about. As much as I don't want to give him a compliment right now, you're talking about a guy who knows NASCAR better than the three jackasses that they have commentating it on a weekly basis. And you have a guy here that frequently calls who's going to win tennis. So clearly we know what we're talking about. We have a lot of experience. We all three know what's going on in wrestling. So I really do want to expand the Triple Threat Talk family. Send us, please. We're still waiting on our first user-submitted story. We want your all's input, more so than on questions. We trust you guys enough. Those of you that are with us every week asking intelligent questions like the Buck in 5, like Against All Odds, like Son of Sis. We don't mind. We really don't mind it from anybody. Send them to us. You have our email link at the bottom of the screen. If you're watching it, well, really anywhere. If you can also submit any questions or whatever through the fanadvocate.com, which is now where we prefer that you give us. Right. But you can email us because you know our email address, which is triplethreattalk@yahoo.com. Send us your user-submitted stories there. We will make sure your name is attached to it. I swear to you, if that's your issue, you don't have to worry about that anymore. We will make sure your name is attached to it. We will make sure it's good enough to pass on to the air. I want Triple Threat Talk to take the nation by storm because I had this is all coming from a Facebook post I had earlier this week where I said that Honey Boo Boo being on television.
Easy thought.
That tells you right there. The fact that we are looking up to incompetent imbeciles in this country where people like Honey Boo Boo have their own television show and quality quality television like Triple Threat Talk is not seen is not seen by the masses. This is ridiculous. This upsets me. I want you guys to help us out. We need our viewers' help. Help us out. Help us spread the word of Triple Threat Talk so that Honey Boo Boo goes off the air.
Oh, God, not again.
I mean, it's not Honey Boo Boo. It's everything that doesn't deserve to be on where we do. So with that being said,
I was going to make 2 points to reiterate. One was the Honey Boo Boo comment. Honey Boo Boo's on TV. Come on, please. And second, if you guys have a topic that you want us to talk about, tell us. We will do it. Tell us what you want to see. So now, moving on,
now that you did it, I'm going to do it too.
I'm good. Stop. Shush. Okay. What is going on between you two? We have 12 minutes of airtime before we have to go to another commercial. Let's get this out now. What in the world is going on between you two and this thing that's going on Sunday for homecoming?
Okay, so we got into an argument of who the best in this training class is. So for OVW, so we're I picked one side, he picked the other. Of course, he picked the losing side, and now this whole thing is blown up out of proportion. I can't even stand to look at this big-eared freak right now. So I'm sitting here. Sunday, I don't know how we're going to work this out, what's going to happen. Maybe we can talk to some people at OVW. But Sunday, your butt is grass, sir. I don't know if I'm going to fight you. I don't know what's going to happen. But come Sunday at homecoming, you better check yourself before I wreck yourself.
Really? That's the best you got? Why don't you get a park ranger hat and go do more Smokey the Bear in the commercial?
You know what? I saw that lame suit that you have too.
Lame.
Your leisure suit.
That's right. No. That's right. You don't worry about what I have to wear. What you need to worry about, sir, is your client.
My client? I'm more worried about your client, the River City Chump.
River City Chump?
The
really?
Chump.
Look at your guy. What are you talking about? He looks like something out of an 80s reject rock band. He looks just as bad as you do.
Hey, first of all, I'm sexy.
Yeah, okay. Wait a minute. Pardon me while I...
I am not Honey Boo Boo.
Out here.
The second part of that is Miles is a very, very intelligent and talented individual.
Yes, Miles Standish was a very talented individual. You're right. But your Miles couldn't walk a mile in my guy's shoes.
Because your guy is too lazy to walk.
The River City Saint,
the River City Chump,
is going to smack Miles all over the Davis Arena.
I don't think so.
And you're going to be eating crow after Sunday.
The doctor doesn't eat crow, all right?
You're going to.
No,
you're
sir.
Going to.
No, sir. I honestly think...
Well, let me ask you this, sir.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Since you can sit here and run your mouth and back your client, claim this and claim that, why don't you, sir, put your words and put your confidence where your mouth is, sir? Why don't you challenge? Why don't you put your money where your mouth is?
Sorry to interrupt their promo. I took the score of the Yankees game. The Yankees won 14-2, so they won the AL East, and the Baltimore Orioles was 4-1. But continue.
That's why I did the double check there.
Yeah.
I don't need to put my money where my mouth is because I knowing you'll distract the referee and you'll cheat. So
me? We gotta worry about you.
Yeah.
You're the cheater here.
I play by the rules. I've always played with the utmost respect for the rules. Especially the rules of society.
You wouldn't know what rules were if they hit you in the face.
How can rules hit me in the face, you pipsqueak?
How can you just...
Jay Lame, you just need to shut up, alright?
Okay,
you just need to shut
Right. Well, come Sunday, sir, when Austin Bradley, the River City Saint absolutely puts a beating on your boy Miles, I'll deal with you if I have to. And if you think for 1 second you're going to interfere in this match and I'm going to let you get away with it, you got another thing coming,
I'm more worried about you. This is about Miles and this is about Austin. I'm more worried about you doing anything than me.
You ain't got to worry about me.
I can control my emotions. I play by the rules.
Please, you control your emotions. You play by the rules. You haven't played by the rules since first grade dodgeball.
It's not my fault that I was not tagged out, alright? I play by the rules. You don't have to worry about the doctor, alright? The doctor is going to get business done. My boy Miles is going to destroy the River City Taint.
Well, being that you're the doctor, you better do the right thing. And after Sunday, you better prescribe your boy some antacid pills and some Maalox and some Tylenol for all the pain and suffering that the River City Saint is going to cause on your boy. Because it's going to be over.
I'm going to prescribe some Lamodal to cure that diarrhea of the mouth you got going on.
What the hell is Lamodal?
Lamodal is anti-diarrhea, which is why...
You mean Imodium?
No.
Lamodal.
Lamodal.
What the heck? What are you doing, sir? What is
you
that?
You can't even see that.
You can't even see that. What are you doing? Why aren't you paying attention?
You know what? I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'll see you Sunday.
I'll see you Sunday. Oh yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
I'm done
with you.
Postmaster. Okay. If you want to like us on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/triplethreattalk. You can follow us on Twitter at triplethreattalk. You can send us any comment or question you have at triplethreattalk@yahoo.com. And you can go to our website at triplethreattalk.com. So for Triple Threat Talk, this is Big B. This is Postmaster John. And this is the Doctor. This is Big B signing off, and I'm gonna get these pants dry cleaned. See you, everybody.